I want to specifically thank the government of the United States and the United States Army Africa for giving Nigeria and the Nigerian Army the right to co-host the 6th summit. The African Land Forces Summit is the single largest gathering of African senior military leaders and other senior army chiefs from across the globe, especially within the African continent. The forum affords the African countries the avenue to share experiences on global terrorism and to forge common approach to combating transnational threats and crimes such as violent extremism, organized terrorism, armed proliferation, and piracy, amongst others. The summit also affords military leaders the opportunity to interact with the aim of strengthening existing relationships and developing new ones. I have no doubt that this summit will present us with ideas and ways to tackle our numerous challenges bordering on security and military professionalism. Terrorism, proliferation of small arms and light weapons, piracy and human trafficking remain the major security challenges facing the African continent, with rippling effects across the globe. Activities of violent extremist organizations such as the Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, Ansarudeen, and Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb have continued to keep our security forces busy and committed to ensure safety of lives and properties. In this regard, I am delighted to inform you that Nigeria has recorded significant progress in taming the excesses of the Boko Haram terrorist group. I hope to give you some insights on our operational commitments as well as updates on the current situation during the plenary sessions. It is my view that combating the menace of Boko Haram and other violent extremist organizations will require collaborative efforts. Therefore, I want to emphasize that our collective action and inaction will have an impact on our efforts to ensure safety and stability to our individual countries, Africa, and the world in general. I therefore urge all of us to bring to bear our wealth of experience and expertise to provide solutions to our security problems. I implore everyone here to engage in deliberate discussions that will explore viable avenues towards forging friendships and alliances that will facilitate us to surmount our challenges. Let me, at this point, reaffirm the Nigerian Army's unflinching commitment to take lead roles in Africa towards ensuring peace, security, and sustainable development. On this note, I wish to convey our desire to continue to partner with our allies and inform you that the Nigerian Army training institutions are open to all interested countries who desire to train their personnel here in Nigeria. I am aware that the success of this summit is an outcome of many months of preparations. I therefore wish to thank all those who contributed in making this summit a reality. I want to once again thank the government of the United States of Nigeria and the United States Army Africa for initiating and sponsoring the summits right from its inception. Our gratitude also goes to our invited guests and participants from over 60 countries and their governments in making this 6th edition of the African Land Forces Summit a reality. Before I conclude, permit me to state that the organization of the African Land Forces Summit is the initiative of the United States Army Africa. This initiative we must fully support as African Land Forces commanders. Once again, I welcome you all to Nigeria and wish you fruitful and rewarding deliberations. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. May we give the Chief Army Staff another round of applause. Next on the program is the Charge D Affairs to Nigeria. With my singular honor and privilege, I want to invite Mr. David Young to give his remark. The Charge D Affairs, sir.
Chief of Defense Staff, General Olashikanakan. Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Buratai. Vice Chief of Army Staff of the United States, General McConville. Chief of Naval Staff, other distinguished generals, admirals, and military leaders, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. I am the Chargé d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy here in Abuja, and it's been my privilege the last year and a half to serve here in Nigeria. Previously, I worked in Zambia and Sudan and other African countries, and I am a big believer in the commitment that we share to partnership with our friends and allies and partners across the African continent. Early in my diplomatic career, I served in Vietnam, a nation with which the United States obviously has a long and complicated military history. During my tour in Hanoi, I learned about the story of Captain Roger Donlin, the first person to win the Medal of Honor for his actions in that conflict. Captain Donlin was the commanding officer of a small special forces team near Nam Dang. Before dawn, on July 6, 1964, a battalion of Viet Cong forces attacked the camp with mortars, grenades, and heavy gunfire. Over the next 5 hours, Captain Donlin was wounded 4 times, in the stomach, in the leg, in the shoulder, and in the face. Undeterred, he continued to fight. He spent the attack moving from man to man, post to post, inspiring his troops, checking on their welfare, and caring for the wounded. Captain Donlin's story is one of individual heroism, certainly, but it is more than that. It is about the power of leadership, collective bravery, and teamwork. And although his unit was outmanned and outgunned, they worked together to hold their ground and successfully defend their camp. The story of Captain Donlin and his team exemplifies the theme of this year's African Land Forces Summit. Unity is strength. Today, we can achieve what alone we cannot, a fact that is all too familiar to all the leaders in this room. We face complex, ever-evolving threats across the continent, from the rise of terrorist networks to the growing problems created by changes in the world's climate. Recognizing that no single country can address these challenges alone, alliances and partnerships have emerged. From the 6 Amazon countries fighting alongside Somali units to defeat al-Shabaab, to the combined efforts of Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana, Mali, and Togo to ensure a peaceful handover of power in the Gambia last year. It is our hope that through events such as this summit, Weekend 4 communications today